Hello there everyone, my name is Raxby and welcome back to some more Let's Play Professor Layton and Pandora's Box. In the last episode we went to Hudson Castle and, well, Anton wasn't quite as nice as we wanted him to be. He actually tied us up and mentioned that he was gonna eat us, so maybe he is a vampire after all, and yeah, that stain does not look very good. Let's see if we can get out of here. Locked in, huh? Well, there must be a way out somewhere. Oh, you see a key? Alright, let's see if we can reach in and grab this key. The key to the door is sitting behind some blocks. Slide the key out toward the professor's hand so that the two can make their escape. So yeah, another slide puzzle. I'll go do this real quick. And
now
that
to
should
test my
do the
theory.
trick.
And there we have it.
Very nice. Now we can leave the room. So let's head our way to freedom. But before we do that, we actually did get another diary key, so we can actually read the final diary. In order to deal with the swine who sneak into Folsense by night like rats to steal our gold, I have decided to quite literally play the part of a monster. Though focused on this, at times my thoughts turn to that gilded box and the letter inside. I now suspect that neither made it to her. Oh my dear Sophia, just to hear from you is all I desire. So, he's apparently playing a monster, which would indicate that maybe he isn't a vampire. And the box with the letter, could that be the Elysian Box? Did it have a letter for that woman he fancied? Interesting. So what's this red door here? Can we get through there? No, doesn't seem like it budges. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to see if we can find a different way out. Well, there is a jackpot here. Let's see, how about this blue door here? A big boiler, huh? The main power source. It's not in use. Why wouldn't it be in use then? I could be for the mine equipment. I suppose that does make a lot of sense. But wow, that is a huge hole. Bizarre smoke. Yeah, I'm sure that breathing in bad smoke is probably not too great. Ooh, the whole foundation crashing down, that doesn't seem too safe, honestly. But yeah, let's see, can we get the door above us open and move on? Which valves do you need to open to send steam from the boiler into 2, but not 1 or 3? All valves start in the closed position. Answer using the solution that requires opening the fewest number of valves. Touch a valve to open or close it. So for this, what we really want to do is basically draw a path from 2 into the boiler and see which ones open and which ones close. So for example, we can take this spot here, but that will take a lot of valves. So maybe there is a more optimal way. For example, if we that's a bit crooked, but you guys get the idea. If we, for example, take this route, we can still get to the same point, but that only requires like 3 valves. So that looks pretty good. Those both work. And I think that's all we really need. So I think that's gonna be my answer. I'm gonna try this one, as well as, which one was it? I believe this one. This should work now. Let's see. Yep, goes through there, then goes through there, then there, and yeah, I think this works.
Just leave it to me. That was almost too easy.
There we go. Only the 3 valves are needed. Good work. Now let's see if we can move on and get out of here. But before we do that, let's take a picture of this peculiar machine room. Because, well, there's something missing, and we're actually going to solve photo number 9, the machine room. And this will be the last photo ever. So, for our first difference, there's a bend. This ledge is bent. What would you call that? Fence? Railing? Yeah, railing. The railing is bent. That's the word I was looking for. So that's one thing already. Next up, this switch is in a different different setting.
And now to test
This one
my
looks
theory.
pushed back. The other one looks pulled forward.
And there
So
we
that's
have it.
difference 2. And let's see if we can find the final difference too, or well, a third difference anyway. Well, yeah, this railing looks a little bit longer here to me. So I think that's it.
Here goes. That was almost too easy.
Brilliant, we found them all. And not only that, but now we have solved all the camera mysteries, and with that we've unlocked the musician's house in the Layton's challenges. Great. So, if we click this bent railing, we find a hidden puzzle. The frog's path. A frog sits perched on the wall. A frog sits perched on the white space in the diagram below. This little guy has an unusual jump. His first jump travels 1 space, his second jump travels 2 spaces, and his third jump travels 3 spaces. After his third jump, he repeats this pattern. The frog can't change his direction mid-jump, but he can turn around between jumps. The frog's goal is to land exactly on the green space. What is the fewest number of jumps he needs to complete this task? Now, for this, we basically, an easy way to do this is by somewhat backwards engineering, although the first start here is also already correct. So we know those first 3 jumps are correct. Now, if we know that he should end with a 3 jumper, just like that, then we know that before that there should be a 2 jumper. But then, you know, that this would have to be another 2 jumper, right? Well, no, actually, because if this would be a 1 jumper and we would make a 3 jumper here, it would still work. For example, as well, after this he would jump 1 space, then of course 2 spaces, and then a whole 3 spaces. Now if we move 1 back and then 2 forward, we end up here again, and it all makes sense. So the trick is really to also make some back turns, and in the end, if you count it up now, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 jumps total should definitely get him to his location.
This should do the trick. Ha! Wonderful.
Great, we got it, and here's some better arrows than mine. Mine were a bit sloppy. Heck, they weren't even arrows, they were just lines, but it did the trick, I think. Well, I think that's all we wanted to do, so yeah, we can look again in this giant gaping hole, but it just looks spooky. There's nowhere else we can go. So let's just head back and see if we can enter this right door now, and yes we can. That's great.
Jackpot!
Ooh, and a jackpot here too, for another hint coin. It doesn't seem to be much else we can go through, except, well, there's this carpet with the goat and a little small passageway. It's shut tight. I guess we'll need to pry it open somehow to escape. So let's see if we can solve the magic lock. It seems that the lock here is some sort of magic square. In order to solve it, position the remaining numbers so that each string of vertical, horizontal and diagonal numbers add up to the same total. Solve the magic square to open the hatch. Now luckily for us, we already know what this total has to be, as there is one diagonal line already completed, and that's 8, 3, 6, 1, so that means that every line needs to add up to 18. Now we also have another almost completed diagonal line here, 5, 2 and 4. We know that that is 11, so we need to add a 7 there to complete it. We also have a line here vertically with 2, 6 and 7 already, which is 15, so we need to add a 3 here. 3 plus 5 plus 8 is 16, so we need to add another 2 here. Then we have 12 plus 6 is good, and this way it also works. So yeah, now we just have these last 4, which are going to be the most difficult ones, but if we look on the left here, for example, this column needs to get another 6, whereas this column on the right is going to need another 12. So we know this 5 and 1 are going to be placed here, and this 4 and 8 are going to be placed in the other one. If we place this 5 here, we are already on 18 when we still need to add another number. So the 5 is going to be placed up here, the 1 is down here, and then it's very easily the 4 needs to go down here and the 8 up there, and that looks like a good number square.
This should do the trick. Ha! Wonderful!
And there we go, we added them up. So yeah, the hatch is open, let's crawl on through. And Nigel, what are you doing here? Oh, the floor is polished. That polished like a mirror? You do all this polishing. It is the butler. What are we doing up? Well, we're kind of trying to not get eaten. What, he doesn't know what we're talking about? Did we dream this up? Huh. Interesting. Okay, so we need to work out some doors location, the hidden door. Begin from the doors etched in the decor. A path will appear, strong and quite clear, made of stars that flare, each within its own square. These words are said to point to the way to the hidden door. Highlight where you think the hidden door is hidden. So yeah, we have a pretty interesting thing here, but it says start. Yeah, it says begin from the doors etched in the decor. A path will appear, strong and clear. So what it basically wants us to do is follow these stars. It's quite clear what we need to follow, and each within its own square. So yeah, just follow the stars basically is the idea, and if we keep doing that, we will eventually get, well, this very interesting arrow, and the square right below that arrow is the one that we need to click. So let's get rid of all of that and just touch this square for the door.
This should do the trick. Ha! Wonderful!
There we go. Yeah, it's an arrow pointing towards the hidden door. So yeah, we have solved that quite masterfully, and he suggests that we get back to our bedroom, but Good night, Nigel. You are quite strange. Let's head down and see if we can get out of here before he notices something is amiss. Oh, you see the way out of here? Good. Yeah. Oh, we should search before we escape. I'm not sure. I mean, there is a vampire, but I guess we are very close to uncovering the truth. So it's probably a good idea to take a little look around. And let's start by, well, let's check out this painting here. Take a look at this picture. The current head of the Hertzen family, large as life. The head vampire of the Hertzen family, large as death. I guess that works too, Luke. I guess that works too. Far too worn to have been made in recent years. Yeah, they are virtually identical. There is something weird about how he's aging, as in he's not really aging. Although, a vampire is still quite weird. Yeah, this isn't really the time and place, Layton, for a puzzle. Two brothers have inherited their parents' 5-piece art collection. According to the will, the older brother will get a set of paintings worth twice what the younger brother gets. In order to ascertain the value of the paintings, the two brothers called in a valuer, who valued each painting as shown below. For his services, the valuer was promised the one painting left over after the brothers divided the art according to their parents' wishes. Assuming that the individual painting can't be divided, which one does the valuer get? So if we would add up all of the paintings here, you know, there are a lot of paintings here, but if we add them all up, it would get a total of, I believe, 175,000. Now, you can already pretty easily tell doubling with a 5 in the number is not gonna work. So one of these three with 5 in their number, you know, C, D, or E, is probably gonna end up going to the valuer. So we just need to figure out which, and we need to combine the other two into one set at least. So for example, if we take C and D together summed up, that's 100,000. But 100,000, it's way more than twice 20,000 and not enough as twice 60,000. But if we add A as well, we get 120,000 for these three length, and half of that is 60,000. So that would work, and then the valuer would be left with painting E. So I think that's the answer I'm gonna input and see if we get it right.
My theory. A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
And there we go. That is indeed how it goes. And lucky valuer getting the most expensive painting. Yeah, it was quite fun. I guess staying calm is good. But yeah, Luke isn't really in the mood for solving puzzles. So we weren't told not to go out, so let's head back up and explore a little bit more then. And it's Katia again. Let's grab this coin and then talk with her. Yep, it is Katia. Oh, what are we doing here? What are you doing here? Anton, he's no vampire. He's just. Yeah, what do you know about him? Not for you to say. Huh. You're keeping something from us. What madness? Yeah, please be honest with us. You'll explain everything, but we need to get away first?
I know the way out. Follow me.
How are you related to this entire situation? Are you?
There's no time. You've got to get out of here.
This won't do. People are trying to sleep, you know. Is it you? It can't be. Oh, how I've waited. It's been so unbearably long.
Professor, do you know what he's talking about?
Not in the slightest.
Come closer, my dear sweet Sophia. I've missed you so. What's this? Very well, then. Is this how it is? I didn't see this coming, Layton. Not at all.
I'm not sure I understand.
This is your fault, but you can't have my Sophia. You're going to be very sorry you crossed me. There's no lack of swords here. Take whichever one you like. Know this, though. Only one of them is real. A true warrior always keeps his blade in hand.
And after that awesome cutscene, we now get another puzzle. One true sword. A true warrior always keeps his blade in hand. These are Anton's last words to the professor before the start of their duel. Can you find the one real sword among Anton's collection? Circle your selection to draw your weapon of choice. Now, this is a bit of a trick question again. You know, there are a lot of weapons here on this banner, and there's not much you can tell about it. But Anton's last words are key. If a true warrior keeps the blade in his hand. So if we look down here at this knight, he actually holds it in his hand. So that must be the one true, the blade of the true warrior. So that's the one we're gonna pick.
And now to test my theory. Ha! Wonderful.
And there we go. We got it.